Welcome to another video of our beloved Chelsea. All the latest Chelsea injury news and return dates ahead of the Blues' clash against Liverpool, with Mauricio Pochettino patiently awaiting the return of Christopher Nkunku. But first, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and don't forget to like. Mauricio Pochettino has been dealt a major injury blow ahead of Chelsea's visit to Anfield. Liverpool will welcome the Blues to Merseyside on Wednesday night as Jurgen Klopp looks to secure his first win after confirming that he'll be leaving at the end of the season. The German's decision to part ways with Liverpool sent shockwaves across Europe, and it just so happens that his first game at Anfield after his announcement comes against Mauricio Pochettino's side. While Chelsea will be eager to burst Klopp's bubble, they could be without some big names. Levi Colwill has seemingly now joined the West Londoners' long list of absentees. As for Christopher Nkunku and Malo Gusto, Pochettino has kept his cards close to his chest. So, with that being said, Football.London have taken a look at all the latest Chelsea injury news from Stamford Bridge. Colwill was named in the starting lineup against Villa but had to pull out during the warm-up. He had strapping on his left knee before heading down the tunnel. Pochettino admitted that the club were aware of a pain before selecting him to play. What Pochettino said, "We don't believe it's too bad. A smaller issue. He didn't feel comfortable. We knew before we might not start with him, but then he was ready to play, but then he felt something." Expected return date, Liverpool, Wednesday, January 31st. Nkunku has missed a large chunk of the campaign due to a knee injury he picked up in preseason. Shortly after his return from the treatment room, Pochettino sparked concern by admitting he was worried about the Frenchman's situation. He has since returned to first-team training. What Pochettino has said, no. They, Nkunku and Gusto, could be available for Liverpool on Wednesday, they could be. We need to see how they evolve in the next few days. We are positive, but we will see. They won't be available for tomorrow. Expected return date, Liverpool, Wednesday, January 3rd. Pochettino confirmed that Gusto would not be available for selection against Villa. It's not the first time he has suffered an injury problem either, raising concerns over his fitness. The problem itself was not clear, but he is now on the road to recovery and is in full training. What Pochettino has said, no. They, Nkunku and Gusto, could be available for Liverpool on Wednesday, they could be. We need to see how they evolve in the next few days. We are positive, but we will see. They won't be available for tomorrow. Expected return date, Liverpool, Wednesday, January 31st. Shortly after returning from the treatment room in November, James suffered another hamstring injury during Chelsea's clash against Everton last month. He has been out ever since and it remains unclear when he'll be back. What Pochettino has said, I think he feels well. We were talking and he has started his recovery, he is one day closer to being with the group. This is really positive, we are all positive around him, we are going to help, involved in this way. It is always tough for a player with a very complicated, difficult season for him. Now is the process to start to recover. One day less until he is part of the group and we are going to take it in a positive way because the most important thing is to start to solve the problem and of course, help him to be strong, being positive. It is an important thing and that is why this amazing institute that the club has to support in that case for Reece to be in his best form and recover as soon as possible. Expected return date, unknown. Nkunku started for Chelsea against Wolves on Christmas Eve, but he was taken off with what appeared to be a hamstring injury. He's currently following a rehabilitation program. What Pochettino has said, not applicable. Expected return date, unknown. After finally making his debut for Chelsea against Crystal Palace just after Christmas, Levi suffered a thigh problem. The teenage midfielder is believed to be currently undergoing a rehabilitation program, but it remains unclear at this stage when he'll be in a position to return. What Pochettino has said, he feels something, some issue. We need to check and hope it's not bad. I'm a little bit worried. I don't know, because if you were watching the game against Crystal Palace, you cannot appreciate I was changing the position with Levi at the end because he was struggling to run. We will see what is going on. Hopefully it is not a big issue and he can play with us again. Important player that will recover and it is going to be a shame if we cannot use him in the next few games. Expected return date, unknown. Sanchez suffered a knee injury in Chelsea's defeat to Manchester United last month, but he was past fit to feature against the Toffees. After aggravating his knock during the second half at Goodison Park, the Spaniard was replaced by George Petrovic, and the Blues haven't looked back ever since. What Pochettino has said, it is an injury that's going to be for a few weeks. I don't know if 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. We will assess day by day to know how to follow it. His recovery will depend on him and the reaction of his knee, and it is difficult to say in 2 or 3 weeks, but we hope he is back as soon as possible. Expected return date, late January/early February. Chalobah has been nursing a thigh injury and he's still yet to feature for Chelsea this season. The defender was once a staple in the Blues' backline, but now he seems to face an uncertain future. What Pochettino has said, the good news is that Trevoh Chalobah has started to work with the group. We need to assess day by day to see if he can help us. But he's doing well. He's been training now with the group. Expected return date, unknown. Cucurella hasn't featured for Chelsea since the Blues' trip to Goodison Park in December after picking up an ankle injury. The defender later confirmed on social media that he had undergone surgery on the issue. Now he's undergoing a rehabilitation program. What Pochettino has said, not applicable. Expected return date, March. Fofana is said to miss most of the season after rupturing his ACL in preseason training. Despite this, he's returned to training on the pitches at Cobham. What Pochettino has said, Fofana maybe needs more time. Expected return date, April 2024.